Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna show you how to recreate realistic looking lights like this one in Cinema4D and Octane. It's hard to getting indoor lighting or good indoor lighting for Octane because I don't know, it's not that much good for like indoor lighting or architecture stuff, not like the octanerenderer or V-Ray. So, but you can also get good results in it, and today I'm going to show you how to make something like this. It's just a basic scene with a bed in a room and some windows, and yeah. Now I'm going to show you how I set it up this light. So for now we just delete the light sources that we already created, and we take a deeper look into the render settings. So for the render settings we choose path tracing, 16,000 samples as the standard. So yeah, you need to find the sweet spot and then drag it down. And I put the GI clamp down. I also added the OCIO ACES color workflow. I also did the video or the tutorial about this OCIO color workflow. So maybe check this out to use this in your render engine. And yeah, for the camera imager, for now I leave the exposure for something like 1. Maybe we go for a little bit of highlight compression, but we also can use that later. So here we just create it and then we take later on maybe some of these settings. So first we create a normal day sunlight. I just drag my Octane window in here and drag it a little bit lower. First I show you the setup of the cube. So I try to get some more holes, not only the window holes in here. So wait, I show you the guidelines, the lines, hidden lines. So these are the windows that we have. Here we have a small hole where the light can go in, because we need more of an environment lighting inside of the room. If we block everything, it looks too dark. That's because I did the hole in here and the hole in here, because I know I didn't need to show this side. Maybe if you need to show the other sides, maybe you should put more windows in here, or doing more holes or doing something beautiful that looks better if you see the things behind the camera. So if you make an animation and you need to rotate the camera, maybe you should do some windows here, maybe a window here on the left and then a door. I don't know, something that makes sense to show it on the camera. I think it makes sense to say it like this. Now we can start with the sunlight. I just use a basic sunlight and rotate it to get some reflections inside of the room. So I just need a rotation. You don't need to use the rotation one. You can also do it for a more accurate one. You can also go for something like 000 in here, and you can move in the octane tag. You can move the north offset to move it like this, or you use use the time. So maybe you can use something like 12 AM in August of today, and then it takes this time. So that also works. It's more accurate, but I like to use something like something like a custom one where they rotate it and I have more control of it. So now I go for something like this, because we want to light a little bit of the bed. And yeah, wait, I deleted for that. So it's really important to mix the texture and use the HDRI. And for the HDRI I use the HDRI link from greyscalegorilla, but I don't use the standard one. So I just use a 3D sky HDRI of the library that I have here. I think it's from Mycelium, so when you subscribe to X Particles, you also get this HDRIs and everything. So I use this one, but you can also get to Heaven and go for the HDRIs, and then you can search for something where you can see many of the sky, or much of the sky. You also can show something like the trees or something, so it doesn't look like nothing is there, and clean like here. So maybe that could help you. So that's not a problem. You also can use this one or this one. This one should be look good. There's two ones, so the problem is to just see the heaven. Maybe you use just something with a tree or something like this one. This could also work really good. So you can use these free ones. That's not a problem. But you should mix your sunlight with HDRI, because you get a better looking environment, because you have a natural 360 light with a physical light that does. So maybe we use something like this. So we have some clouds in here, and as you can see, it's still too dark. So you could just put the exposure up. That could work, but the problem is you maybe get some problems with rendering, because you set a low res image to a brighter image, and the problem is if you do that, you also brighten noise, and your render could be a little bit have a little bit of problems. So you should mix that. So for this case, I choose something like 3 or 4 in the sun intensity, and something like 3 or 4 in the HDRI environment to get something looking brighter. And then we turn on the exposure a little bit, because maybe you have a practical example like in the real world, and if you have a indoor camera setting in the real world, you need to set your ISO and your whole camera settings to a brighter image, so everything that is out of your room or out of your indoor looks over brighted, and it should be looking like that. So that's because we do something like this. That works fine. We can also play with the highlight compression. That fixes a little bit the highlights, but as I told you, you need a little bit of highlights. So now we have a bright image. Maybe we take a number of on the exposure of 1.7, and that should work for the lightning. So I also add a Octane camera tag, and I add some post-processing bloom and put this a little bit up, just a bit. And I also set the depth of field a little bit more up. We have a smaller scene, so I take something like 1.5, maybe 0.2, and I put something like 2 in the aspect ratio to get a better look of the depth of field. It looks more like an anamorphic lens. That's because I do this always. So maybe it's a little bit too bright. So we just control it on this. Yeah, like that. Maybe 1.3, and maybe we can put the environment a little bit more up. So if you put the environment more up, you also put the sun intensity a little bit more higher, but you can control it with the sun intensity. So the sun intensity is just the light that comes through and create this highlight, but the environment the power here brights up the environment, and the environment brights up the darker areas here and get more indirectional light. And you just need to try some of the numbers in here to get a good result. And now it looks not that much good. So the lighting is almost perfect, but the whole room looks unrealistic because we don't have any kinds of, I don't know, like these things that you have here under the window. So and the things that you have on the wall that saves the wall a little bit from chairs and everything when you put something in the front. So if you put more effort in the room and more of modeling stuff, it would be looking much better. And I think the lighting in this case is way better, and that's how I lighting up my scenes in Octane to get something like an indoor light. So maybe I can help you with this tutorial, maybe it helps you, and I hope you like this video, so maybe that helps you a little bit. So I want to do something more like this basic tutorial, so yeah, if you like that, leave a like, and yeah, I do more of these tutorials. Goodbye.